Welcome. Pete Ward here from the Pete Ward Show on Pete Ward TV and brought to you by Business and Beyond. Today we're going to have a good little chat about content strategy and what is a content strategy, why do you need a content strategy, how does it even fit into what you're actually trying to achieve in your marketing and your sales. First of all, to answer that question, the content, the message in your content is the most important thing. And once you've got your message, you've got to put it into something, which is the content, to be able to get it out to your audience. So basically, without content nowadays, you are basically not doing any type of marketing or getting any sales, because you're basically, you have to use content now. So there is content marketing. You've heard of content marketing. There's conversion content marketing, which is a little bit more putting call to action on it. Content marketing is great in itself in that you're tuning a whole lot of content out. But if that's all you're doing and hoping that it works, you're doing no better than sending out a mailer in the mail to 10,000 people, as we used to do, and spray and pray. So basically, you've got to take your content from spray and pray content to a decent content strategy, which actually targets in. And today I'm going to be drawing some pictures and show you a little concept of mine on how you can do that, and most importantly, why you should do that. So we're doing a why-to, not a how-to today. I really like that. So let's get started with it. Of course, I'm going to draw a little picture over here on my trusty little pretend whiteboard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start here with a little circle. Now, I do love circles. I found my camera. I do love circles. Okay, so this is going to be your message. Did I leave enough room? Yes, I did. Okay, that's your message. That's the most important thing. You're going to start with that. You're going to get that right. And if you need a hand with getting your message right, I suggest you go and see Monique Bradley, because she's very, very, very good at that. I can tag her in later, but she's very easy to find, moniquebradley.tv. She will help make your message meaningful. That is what she does. Now, you started with your message. You've got it right. Let's say you've got it right. You've got maybe 6 to 10 really good sets of messaging that really stands for your brand. It really targets exactly what you're doing. You've got it nailed. You're really, really good at talking about it. You can go to a BNI meeting and you can stand up and you get your message across every time, and everyone goes, that's what you do. I love that. I need that. Or I know somebody who needs that. That's how BNI meetings work. We've been to one this morning. They're absolutely fantastic. Or you go to maybe an Auckland chamber, and then the first thing people do, they rock up to you and say, what do you do? And so you need to have your message straight. You've got to have your message right. So once you've done that, okay, I'm getting good thumbs up from my producer in the background, so that's good news. So what you've got your message right, so you've got all your different things, and you're all sorted, and you're confident, and you're ready to go. And what we're going to do is draw another circle around here. Okay, now this is where it gets really exciting. This is your audiences, and there is an S on the end of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this all works. Now, why I'm doing this and why I'm breaking that up is because we had somebody who came to us, and they said, well, I'm here, and I've got these people over here, and then I've got these people here, and I've got these people over here, and then I think I've got these people over here, and they all need to be marketed to, because I'm trying to, run my business and get sales and do all of this. And I find that my messaging over here, and then I've got to change it all to it over here, and I've got to do different videos, and I've got to change it all around for those people. And then I've got other people over here which are completely different. They might be like a small business owner, and so the messaging for that's different to my corporate offerings. And then I've got an agency over here, and so an agency owner needs different messaging. And suddenly you've got all of this stuff, and basically this person felt overwhelmed, and they just weren't sure where to go and what to do, which is why I'm bringing it back to a nice simple circle. And then what you do in your circle is you break it in. Say you've got 3 people that you're personas that you're trying to target. Okay, so let's just third it up. Now it looks like a Pokemon, so catch them all. Actually, it's a really good analogy. You want to catch a good amount of your audiences. So you've got 3. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, lots of audiences. Now those are your persona, your demographics, Okay, so you've got them sorted. You know who they are. They're different. They're absolutely different. This is an interesting thing. Your message never changes. You've sorted your message out. But the delivery out here, this is the delivery of that message, can change depending on who you're talking to. So you're talking to this persona here, you slightly change your messaging to make that, maybe that was an agency, agency owner. It's a good one. Maybe you're a B2B. Let's say you're a B2B, okay? Or this part of it's B2B. You're trying to sell your services to an agency owner. Okay? So the messaging changes slightly to match that agency. Okay, and what if over here, though, so basically, apart from the message, that's actually you sitting in the middle, and you are turning around. So if I can just have a camera, you are going to be sitting like you're swiveling on a chair, and you're going to be able to focus over here to this crowd, and then you're going to be able to focus over here to this crowd, and then I can't quite make it all the way around, but you get the point. You're going to be able to focus over here to this crowd. Okay, so there's our 3, and you might have 4. It doesn't matter. You might have 5. It's getting pretty complicated. You might only have 1, which is really cool as well. Then 1 is going to make it nice and easy. You know what you're doing regardless of what you're doing. So you just sit there. So that's you sitting in the middle, swiveling around towards your audiences. Now, okay, so for instance, over here, then this is a B2C. These are you're doing direct. So selling your services to, like, for example, as I used an agency, to maybe particularly help the agencies, or maybe on-sell your services through the agency. Maybe that's one of the things you're doing. Over here, you're selling direct to your customers. So your messaging is still the same, but you're going to change the messaging to match what the audience can consume. So it's all about the audience and what they want to see and how it makes sense to them. So your messaging is great, but it's how do they receive it? And if you want to know a little bit more about my boat theory, go and have a look at, I believe it was episode 1, which was the boat theory, where I talk about how to understand the different types of bait, that the different types of fish that you're going fishing for, what they want to eat. So have a look at that one of those that first video, if you really want to find out a little bit more in depth how that all works. So then, of course, over here, this audience is obviously another audience. This, look, it could be mums at home, which you might say that's in your B2C, but you might be giving them a slightly different offering than just selling things just to anybody over here, any kind of customer. So you might actually be running a community, and in that community, you've targeted a demographic and you know what they want. So your message is still the same. You're just going to tailor that messaging slightly towards that community. So you can see the 3, we're picking 3 as I mentioned, those 3, they are diverse, they're different, and yet you can still target the same messages. So no longer do you have to come up with a whole lot of different stuff each time you do it. You stick to your knitting right in the middle here with your message. Okay, and now this is where it gets nice and interesting, because out here, okay, is where you start layering your layers. I'm going to have to make it go up the thing. Is that still in the shot? Yes. Right. Okay. So here's some layers of a pipeline or a funnel. So you're running your funnel out here. So, okay. So here you might have, this might be a completely free series. It might be a live stream like you're watching right now. Live. It could be a webinar. Right? It could be just a little video. It could be, a helpful tip and trick, anything, all sorts of things, right? So you've got your layers right out there. That's on the outside of heading towards those audience. So your audiences, I know I wrote it in there, but they live out here. So they are all around there. That's your delivery of the message, and your audiences are all sitting around. So that line, I suppose, should carry on out there. So you want to set up 3 funnels, basically, for the different personas that you're working with. And as you're doing that, then in here is probably your paid. Okay, so that's where you're trying to get them. So you're starting out here with some free stuff, and then you're bringing them in here. Now this was probably either free and or paid. That's how I would do that. So that might be, once again, a live webinar that you're doing, or a replay of a webinar that might actually have a figure attached to it. And probably for the first one, you'd have a small figure. I've seen $7 webinar that people were coming to. I've seen $195 webinar that people are coming to. So you kind of figure that out yourself and figure out your market and who you're talking to, and if they're willing to be paying that type of money. It's kind of your decision. That's great. So, for example, over here, it might be a membership with 3 levels. So they can get more and more and more. So you've got your 1, 2, 3 levels in the community, and so you work out, how do I attract the people to the free community? And then you're saying, how do I attract, or what content do I need? So as we're talking about content strategies, so we're talking about what content I need. And what I'm suggesting here really, really, really should be mostly visually based with sound. You can still use blogs. Blogs are still good. White paper, anything like that people want for free. But I'm finding less and less and less people want to download a white paper anymore. They want to see something. They want to consume it. They like watching video. They like getting tips and tricks. In the middle here, you might run an FAQ series of 10 videos, for example, and that can help in that sales funnel to convert them. So now you've got a video out here that you're going to run for that B2C. Then you've got some FAQ videos that people are going to see. It might still be free, or you might actually run an online course. You might put together a course with those FAQs and turn it into course there, and that could be paid. So that's your decision on the way through on your content. And then of course this one here, if you can, you're always trying to upsell people to the paid options. So whatever that content there, that could be a paid live webinar, that could be online course. Once again, it could be anything in there, or it could be an ad. You could be advertising. Okay, so as you're working out your strategy, you've got to work out what type of content. You've got to start with, okay, what am I trying to achieve? And then you've got to go all the way back to who am I trying to target, which goes back to the messaging. So you see why I put the messaging in the middle. So once you've got that type of funnel coming through here, you've worked out what type of content you need, who it's going to be served to, and most importantly, the budget that you're going to use to do it. So obviously, you're doing a free webinar out here, it's going to be your time, right? But time is money anyway in a business, so you're trading off the effort you're putting into it for the fact that it's not going to bring you any actual income per se, but it is going to draw leads, which is very important, because if you don't have leads, you can't end up with buyers. So basically, you take that funnel and you duplicate it over here and duplicate it over here. So you've got 3 funnels running at the same time with different content, but always coming back to the same message and usually the same delivery. So you've got, if you want over here for an agency and you're trying to help that agency, maybe you're a business coach and you offer help to agency owners to get better sales. Shout out to John Randalls. You might have a course that you are running for them, an online course, or a series of workshops that you're going to put. So somewhere in here, you're going to do a free something out here, and maybe this is TikTok videos. Maybe you do a good 30-minute live on TikTok every couple of days, or TikTok videos or snippets or tips and tricks or anything like that. That can work. That's your free content, which makes people go, okay. So even over here, agency owners are on TikTok, and they're looking at it and going, actually, yeah, I do need a bit of help. I should think about having a business coach. This guy looks pretty slick, and I like what he's got to say. So that draws... just duplicate that over here, that draws them to the next one, which is maybe a paid webinar that the coach might run, and then, or a course. This could be the course, and that's where the dollars, so you get the upsell into here. So you just bring that funnel, and it's 3 things. It's really easy. You've got brand awareness out here. This one is engagement. and this is conversion. So that's why I was talking about advertising over here, because basically you could be running a whole series of advertising. Now, an advertising funnel is different to a strategy funnel, so don't confuse the two. I will go into the sales funnel for an advertising type of funnel and explain that a little bit more, but it's probably best to talk to your digital marketing agency about that, talk to them there and get a proper funnel, because it takes all sorts of things like A/B testing and adds to cart, do not adds to cart, in the audience, out of the audience for a certain amount of time, attribution, all sorts of things, which we can't go into here because it's this is just a brief overview of strategy. It's getting really down into tactics and operations, which is cool. Now, one of the things I will do also today is it's very, very easy to just line this up. Okay, and you're really just starting with a nice little matrix here. I love these. Okay, so this is conversion. Okay, this is engagement. And this is brand awareness. Okay, and if you've watched one of my other videos, I go into this a little bit more in depth. This is called the 1, 2, 3, A, B, C model of mine. And it's very, very simple. And it's designed to be very, very simple because we like simple. Okay, down here, A stands for audience. B stands for budget. And C stands for content. And that's all we're going to do, is we're going to use 1, 2, 3 across here, and we're going to use A, B, C down here to design your content strategy and think about it. So what are you going to do? You've got brand awareness. Let's start right up here in this quadrant. I'm going to go over this very simply again. You can watch that other video. I go into more depth. Okay, audience, who? Build. There's 3 types of audiences you can start with. If you don't think you have an audience, you've got an email list you can load into Facebook as a custom audience. So you can start there, and then you can build a lookalike audience in there. So that's a great place to start. As an example, I took 600 emails from Monique, loaded them in, and turned them into a 30,000 lookalike audience. And basically you're ready to go. And I just geo-targeted it to New Zealand and kept the advertising nice and tight. Don't spray it around the world. So you've got your audience. Same thing over here with engagement. Once you've got people in your audience or interested, there's videos. You can build an audience out of videos. You can build an audience out of almost anything. Engagement on your posts, all sorts of things. So there, and of course I'm not going to go into it, but if you've got your pixel set up in your Facebook pixel set up, or even LinkedIn has a pixel, and Google has Google Tag Manager, same thing. If you've got them hooked up properly, you can build an audience of people who have been to anywhere on your site, everywhere on your site, only a particular place on your site. Did they add to cart, as I mentioned? Did they go to cart and abandon it? You can do all sorts of things there with building your audience. And once you've got those audiences built there, you push them into here and you send them those videos, maybe on the FAQ or something like that. You do that. So that's that audience coming into here. And then, of course, coming across to conversion. In fact, it's easy to think about it in reverse. If you think, I need to make sales. Cool. So this is marketing. This is why I talk about the fact that I connect marketing to sales. Okay. You got to step backwards. You need those sales, but to get sales, you need leads. Because leads turn into sales. To get the leads, you do need to do the marketing to attract them. It's very simple. Very simple. So then once you get them here, they're interested in you. They've watched your next lot of videos. They started out maybe even cold. They didn't know you. If you want to look at my customer journey video, have a look at that. I talk through how to understand how to get people through their customer journey. Over here, into your sales, then this is very, very easy. This is a small dedicated audience that's matched off those things there, your videos and your FAQs, as well as your email database. You can certainly bring that back in. So email, lookalike audiences, videos, because by then you've built up a lot of video views over here and here. So, and that brings me down to the next line, which is your budget. So this is where you decide how much you're spending on that first lot of layer or lot of ads or videos or whatever. And the content is obviously what. So that's how much. Okay, what content do you need, which goes all the way back here to start with your messaging and who your audience is, and then you work out through your funnel. So you basically build your content strategy up by going, what am I going to send people who are don't even know me or barely know me? What content am I going to send them? Start there. And how much am I going to spend? So I know that's the $1 million question, but you've got to start somewhere. So you've got to start with making the first effort. Don't worry about this just yet. That's going to happen. But you've got to start over here, which is why it's 1 and A. And then budget and then content. So you've got that, right? Cool. So now you move into 2, you need to get you're getting some engagement. And so you've got your next lot of content. Clearly, obviously, again, how much are you going to spend there? So I would spend a little bit more there because you've probably got more videos, and not just on the content creation. I'm talking about spending it on getting it in front of the audience through digital, so online. So you're going to spend a little bit more. So we're going to say maybe 3 of those, because now you're having to split it up across different campaigns or different videos to get those videos seen by those people. And then obviously you're going to say what content, what videos. So I've already talked about there maybe 10 FAQ videos. It's a good start to answer them. You can put them in your website as well as video content. People get to know you, they trust you because you're answering their questions and you're helping them, you're solving them. A product, if you're selling a product or a digital product or anything like that, that software or anything like that, obviously one of the first things I do is I go to the YouTube channel and I go click getting started with X software. We just started using a new software today for the first time. So I went there and looked through their videos of how to get started. Is there a quick start tutorial? Yes, there was. It got me started. Then I had a problem with something, and so I found the video of that one, and they say, here, this is how you do it. So all of a sudden, I'm going, hey, I actually like these guys. Would I pay money for this software? So now I'm thinking about the sales. So what they've done is they've got me to the third one, which is what we're talking about now. How much do you spend there, and what do you need down here? Probably... for these, I wouldn't put these ones onto YouTube and let them out free. I would absolutely use them in a paid campaign. Okay, and what we're doing there is you're going to have a lot of 15, 30 second, 60 second, even shorts, because you can spend money on shorts, YouTube shorts, reels, that kind of thing, TikTok. Absolutely, just short, sharp call to action. So these are absolutely CTA videos. So you've already got them interested, even more interested. Just go for the sale, go for the throat, go for the jugular, and just make that happen. And so here you're going to have to spend more, but you know this is where you're going to get ROI. You're going to get all of that stuff back if you've done a good job of it, if you've got the right product, because that matters as well, you've got the right messaging, and you've got the right delivery, i.e. your business can deliver, so whatever it is you're selling, people love it, and they go, yep, I would work with that person again. You'd even get repeat things here. This is where you can really, as I said, get complicated with your campaigns, and you can say, somebody watched that 15-second video and they didn't buy. So you put them into another audience, which is up here, which is getting a bit messy. You put another buy that watched but didn't buy. Then you send them another 15-second video, and what's that one say? Hey, we noticed you didn't put it in the cart and you didn't purchase it. I tell you what, here's another 15% off if you buy it in the next 24 hours. Easy. And they're probably going to go, well, yeah, I was kind of going to do it, but hey, another 15% off. I'm glad I held out, but here, I'm going to do it. Click, buy, boom, conversion, sales. So you've got to work out how much you're willing to give away to get that sale as well. So if you're going to give away 15%, you might have already thought you were going to do that anyway. You've planned it out, which is why I'm saying you've got to have a content strategy. None of this happens by itself. None of it just you don't just wake up and go, oh, I think I'll make a video and put it up on somewhere and I'll get some sales. No. So if you need a hand with sorting out your content strategy, obviously get in touch with me. Pete Ward at Pete Ward TV is my email, and I might even be able to. Am I gone to camera one? Am I?
We're on camera one.
Okay, I'm just going to find. Is that my website coming up there? Okay, so my website is https:// I'm old school IT. We used to type this out by hand when we were doing everything. PeteWard.tv, and have a look in there and have a look at my videos. Join my other webinars that are all coming up. I usually do this on a Wednesday unless I've been called away to do anything urgent or planned for anybody else. I usually do this on a Wednesday, so you can have a look through all of the stuff. So just going to go back to the overhead just briefly and remind you where we started, just to sum this all up. We started that here. Now my website's getting in the bottom, so I'll just shift that up there. Okay, summing it up, we are sitting in messaging in the middle. You've got the messaging, you're sitting in there, you're looking around at your people, okay? Don't be like this person here who's sitting here spreading himself too thin, looking, him or her, looking everywhere going, oh, I've got all these people I'm trying to target. So get your messaging straight in the middle, just focus on that. And then we broke it into 3 distinct audiences. You can see there, that's audience 1, that's audience 2, and that's audience 3. Okay, and what we do is the messaging stays the same, but your delivery towards those people changes slightly, depends on who they are, what persona they are, where they fit in your marketing, B2B, for example, B2C. We talked about community membership over here. So just to sum that up. So, and then we talked your funnel, sort your funnel out here with your free stuff and coming in free or paid, and or over here you're looking to move them into paid stuff, obviously, and all the way into your ecosystem, whatever that may be, depending on what you sell. If you're selling shoes, then you're not going to be worried about doing a webinar, but you might do a demonstration on why your shoes are better than anyone else's, by, or your shoe polish to upsell, or all sorts of things. I'm just throwing ideas, but you've got to think about things like that. Jewellery is a great one. I see a favourite of mine pop up that Monique has a lot of their jewellery, which is Pamu, and you do a great job of showing off all of the bits and pieces. Like I know it's waterproof. I know that because you keep telling me. So well done. So the message is getting through. So keep doing it. So that's where we started. And then as a quick update, that's where we finished. Was the 1, 2, 3 across here: awareness, engagement, conversion, and ABC down the side: audience, budget, and content. And this B is probably the most important one, because you can't do anything without a budget. And you should be looking at what you're going to spend marketing-wise very seriously. So that's me for the day. That's my way to work out content strategy. So yes, if you want to get in touch with me, are we back to 1? We are. Hello, we're back to camera 1. If you need to have a chat even, or if you're in BNI and you want a one-to-one, or you think you've got a great idea for coming on any one of our podcasts, we've got various things popping up in the future. Get in touch, please. Pete at PeteWard.tv, and yeah, that's it. Have a great day. That's my content strategy explained, and my lovely little drawings of the day. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll head away now.